Alrighty. Just gonna let everyone roll on in. Whoever wants to join along tonight. If anyone's out there listening, just wanted to go over the plans for this week. Kind of still in that mid-month phase, but we're almost ready to close out the month of November. It is going by quick. Hope everyone's having a good month so far. If anyone's out there, should I put on a little bit of background music or no? I could do like non-copyright music just to fill in the silence, but at the same time, I like to have no music so I can focus on speaking and doing analytical work. So hopefully we are looking at closing out AMD for a good profit. I still have the trade up right here, 277% for this month. Not bad. This is a really good month. I can show an Excel sheet if anyone's interested. I'll throw that up, and I'll show you AMD's performance for basically the past 7 years, pretty much 8 years now. We're going on 8 years. So 8 years of AMD's performance, and look at that. We've only had in the past pretty much 8 years. I'm counting. This is only 7 years of back testing, but I'm gonna say it's 8 years now because I'm pretty sure AMD is gonna close out November in the green, which is nice. But look at that. Only one trade has failed on this call option strategy on AMD. AMD is a great month for November. Love it. Love it. And not only is it consistent with the wins, it also returns a handsome amount. Look at that, 289%. 2021 was insane. That was probably when the market was really hyping up, right? 641% return. Hey, nothing. Thanks for the education. I vote no music. Yep. I think I'm gonna side with you on that one, but I want to make sure you guys are happy and entertained, but also I'm trying to keep it serious. So yeah, this trade for AMD this month, it just shows you the power of statistics, right? Let's throw up a seasonality. I mean, this is such a great trade that is so consistent. And yeah, can't really beat it. Eventually it'll stop working, but it may continue to work for the next 10, 20 years. You never know. So, but look at this daily chart. I mean, we really, I mean, I did. I don't know if anyone else has followed my trade since the 31st and actually entered. I wouldn't be surprised if there aren't many people. I feel like my channel is kind of starting to get more viewership and subscribers and following, which is great. It's like it feels really good to have some feedback and start to build a tiny community. My goal with this whole channel is not to become something big or anything crazy. I just I do this as a side hobby. I just love the markets. So yeah, so I got a great entry. And here's the proof of the trade if anyone wants proof. I've showed this in my videos, but you can see here when I click on the quantity, I entered these trades at the final minutes on October 31st. This is a real account. I just have my information hidden as far as account balance and my account number. I don't want to be showing that to a bunch of people across the internet. But this is a real trade, and we're up 277% for the month. We bought 3 contracts. So this was, I can get the net lick on this, hold on. But I think it was like a $1,500 trade, somewhere in there, maybe $1,600. Net lick, didn't give me the cost. Well, the net lick is really nice. You can see it's at $5,070. But if I do 3 times 447, so this trade was $1,341. So nice amount of change on this trade. So good chunk, and it's paying off. Enough of the gain percentage stuff. Let's look at the analysis and look at what the charts are saying. I don't know. I don't really discuss so much about like backup, or not like backup, but like additional things I look at, other than seasonality. I do like to look at volume, but volume is a tricky one. It can be tricky. Um, any indicator can be deceiving. Even seasonality can be deceiving, right? I could have bought for this month. I could have entered AMD for November this month and been on a loss. And that's what happened with Apple last month. So just because a statistic or an indicator or a volume candle or anything, just because it works doesn't mean it's going to work every time. No strategy is consistent. But if you're consistent enough, more than 50%, and the risk to reward is appropriate, it makes sense. You know, you run the numbers, you run the backtest, and you're probably going to have a decent time trading. I didn't take the trade since I'm new to your strategy and needed to gain a better understanding of your approach. Looking forward to the next one, though. Yeah, man. Hopefully next month's a good month. And I haven't really discussed yet what I'm going to be trading. I think I've responded to a couple people, and I have mentioned in previous live streams. I usually do a live stream randomly once a week, twice a week. But I was telling a few people in my previous live stream I will be entering Eli Lilly. So, and I'll be posting a video on what I'm going to buy on this trade, you know, as far as the options chain for Eli Lilly. This is a pharmaceutical company. Pretty big one, too. If we look at Eli Lilly, this is a great tool if anyone uses TradingView. The stock screener right here. Eli Lilly's, what is this? Number in the top 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, not bad. Yeah, so nothing. Hopefully you get something instead of nothing this next month. We'll see. We could look at Eli Lilly. I'm just going to take this off screen for a moment because I don't want to be sharing certain information just for privacy reasons. Let me pull up Eli Lilly. Here we go. So this is Eli Lilly, the back test. Going back. Let me make this a little bit more easy to look at. We don't need all this dollar amounts and stuff in here. I'll hide that. So there we go. So don't mind the yellow highlighting. This is a much bigger list. It goes for many rows, but I just filtered everything out just to make it easy and condensed. So these are the sale prices on. These are the closing trades and the results for each December for Eli Lilly, going back, in this case, 7 years. And you can see Eli Lilly has returned, out of the past 8 years total, what is that? 5 out of 8 years are positive, which is a 62% shot of going up. But that's just with the back test. I should also mention that if we look at Eli Lilly on the seasonality stock charts website, when we do a 20-year back test, like I do with all of my stocks, you can see Eli Lilly is a strong performer typically in the month of December. I like that Eli Lilly is pulling back a little. Hopefully that means it's setting up for a nice trade. Yep. So I mentioned that to someone in another live stream, but I'm hoping that Eli Lilly, which it kind of has been so far, hopefully we see a little bit more continuation to the downside. I like to buy or enter my trade at a discounted area, it usually sets up for a bigger gain because you're, kind of, not only are you getting that seasonality, but you're also getting that mean reversion advantage. So, yeah, so if we look at like levels, I like to look at a monthly. I mean, Eli Lilly has been pumping. It's making new highs, so there's really nothing above too much or to the left. We're pretty much all clear. And this is a great stock. I mean, that's quite a chart. So I think the possibility of having a good month is there. You could see we've had some indecision for the past couple months, and now we're starting to get a little bit more uptick in price. So maybe November will close out somewhere in this area. I don't think any earnings are coming up for Eli Lilly until February, so we shouldn't have too much volatility in terms of the company itself, unless some external news comes out about a company, which that can happen to any company, right? So, so hopefully Eli Lilly closes out somewhere in this range, and we could buy in, and we may go up. The trade is there for sure. Hopefully we don't get a back-to-back losing year. You could see last year for 22, Eli Lilly was a loser. We lost 62% on that trade. So I can actually take out this column as well. So can I hide this? Huh. I'll just leave it there. This is just like a chart. Whatever. So yeah, hopefully we get some good price action this month. But for now, we're just focusing on AMD. But we're keeping Eli Lilly on the back burner, getting it ready. Try this indicator, seasonal performance for stocks and crypto. Yes, I've looked at seasonal. I'm assuming this is through TradingView. Seasonal performance. I think I've used this indicator before, or at least looked at it. Alright. Does this only work on a daily? There we go. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, maybe I haven't looked at this. What is this? Q. Q1. Cool little indicator. Yeah, so you could definitely see December. So what is this percentage? Best. Okay, so this is the best gain for the month of December and the average gain. Okay. How far back does this go, though? Sometimes I have to do this. You just do the about this script. Yeah, interesting. Gives all time history. Maybe I have to look in settings. Oops. So if I go to a monthly, does it go? Okay. I'm gonna have to look at. So I haven't looked at this indicator. The indicator I was looking at was more. It took all this information and put it into almost like another chart, like another line chart below, and it would just it would start to show the price going up, printed on the chart. I don't know. It's kind of like a ghost pattern or bar pattern, like this. I think it's this indicator here. Yeah, the bars pattern. So basically, the indicator looks like this, but it's like forward, right? It's kind of foreshadowing the future. All-time history. So you can go to like a 5-minute, and let's see. Or does it really? Okay, so it doesn't really matter what time frame you're on because it's already showing Q1, Q2. Okay, nice. I just want to know like how far back this goes. But neat indicator. I'm gonna have to look at it a little bit more in depth just to understand it, but I don't want to be wasting time. But this, yeah. So anyways, Eli Lilly. No, I mean monthly from the beginning of the stocks. Okay. Okay, yeah. Huh. So it just shows. See, like, this is nice. The only other thing I would need on this is the actual percentage of months that have closed higher. I don't think that has this. I think it's just showing the average gain and loss for each month, and then by quarter, and then so far this month. And then, yeah, to date. All right, month to date, quarter to date, year to date. Is there a setting maybe? Oh, that's nice. So you could just show like. Okay, I see. Interesting. So like this chart has that as well. So like 4.9% gain, and what 30%. Okay, so it's using a different average. I guess because it's going back through its entire stock history, so it's got even more data. The problem with that is like a chart like even AMD, because AMD was around since like the 90s, maybe even the 80s. Let me see. Oh wow, I didn't know AMD's that old. Wow, so 73. A lot of this data that like you're going way like probably more than 20 years back, even like 10 years, you can argue. You know, the data can start to get stale, because it's just market conditions change. Like you go from a long bear market to a long bull market. But it's not fair to say that either because AMD was a different market cap back here. It's a much smaller company. It's really taken off recently. So, Eli Lilly. Oh, wait. Is this why? I'm not even looking. Okay. All right. 2.85. So it's using a different percentage. All right. So, cool little indicator. I'll leave it up for the stream in case anyone wants to see it. It's basically like this thing right here, the performance, but it's just broken down by month. So, but it is nice. This is nice to use though, because even if you're not trying to go after the amount of months it closes higher, you can still use this as a mean reversion. So like, let's say we're looking at December, right, for Eli Lilly. Let's say we're looking at 2022. So 2022 was not a great year. It literally it opened and went down. But I know that Eli Lilly did good in 21. So let's go to 21. We'll do a little deeper dive on this. So we went up 11%, and you can see that the average gain is 2.52. I would also want to look at the median gain. That would be cool. But you can use an average like this as a way to measure how extended a stock is and if you should sell, if you're on, is there more risk by buying or selling, basically. So, because usually when a stock price goes up a bunch, it tends to come down a little bit. And once it comes down a little bit, it tends to go back up. You know, stocks kind of move like a rubber band. So at least most of the big ones do. I know different kinds of stocks like penny stocks, they do their own sort of thing, but I don't touch those, so I don't have to worry about penny stocks. But Eli Lilly, hopefully it works out. So let's look at the options chain, get a good idea of where we're going to be at. So we have another 9 days. So we're going to be buying right here, this 61 DTE. In 9 days, this will be a 61, it will be a 52 DTE. January 19th calls and 45 delta. So this is going to be a big position, because, and this is going to be an expensive one. So I don't know if everyone's going to be able to participate in this one, depending on the size of your account. I'm sure there's other stocks that do great in the month of December that are priced much cheaper, right? Because if you have like a $5,000 account and you put $2,100 into one trade on that account. I mean, if you lose, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna sting. Preserving your capital and risk and managing your risk correctly is like everything. If you could have the best strategy in the world, and if you don't set up your risk correctly and use proper percentages, it's gonna hurt. So, but this is gonna be an expensive trade, but I should be able to float it. I shouldn't have a problem with that. My account, I'm not going to discuss how big my account is, but it's big enough that, this wouldn't kill me if I lost this amount of money on this account. So always risk what you're willing to lose. That's a good rule of thumb for any trading. Any trading or any business venture, anything in life. So, alright, so let's look at Eli Lilly on a daily. Get a sense to where it's at. So I'm gonna remove that and let's look at some momentum. Alright, fading momentum. I just look at the stuff. I don't really take it with a grain of salt. I think a lot of technical indicators are not great, but when we have a bias, the indicators are nice to look at. And then as far as the zones go, what even is this? Oh, 50 MA. I do like the 50 SMA on the daily. I really like the 10 EMA, I think, on the monthly chart. That's a great indicator. But again, it's just an indicator, so it's not, never take it to the bank. So let's look. Get rid of these drawings. Yeah, so you could see as soon as the price starts to get near that 50, as soon as you start getting into this zone, right, the stock tends to find support and start to go back up. And it's been respecting that so far. You can see the 50, this is a 50 SMA. It gets to the 50 or goes below it, and it doesn't stay down there too long. And if we're going to get below it or come up to it, let's say in the next 9 trading sessions, could be a nice buy. The one thing I wouldn't want to see, as much as I want Eli Lilly to come down a little bit before I purchase, I really don't want to see it get below here. Like, I don't want to see it go below like this 550 area, because what we want is this stock to continue making higher lows and not break any structure. So maybe we could find a little pocket right in here for support, but who knows? It's all guessing game. It's all just chart. Art with chart. That's all it is. The greatest tool we have is probabilities and statistics and backtesting. So you combine those and then you look at the charts. Tends to make your life a little easier. You want to, I feel like with any sort of trading, you want to have a top-down approach, right? So like if I'm looking to even day trade a stock or scalp, I want to have a bias already. Like, is the stock going up already? Is it in an uptrend, right? And is there seasonality behind that uptrend? Then I have a sense as to like how strong this uptrend is, and the chances of it to continue. So, but I don't scalp or day trade. I may try it one day again, very lightly, but it's definitely a young man's sport. And I think that most people claiming that they are successful in it are lying. So, but I know there's real people out there that do it, and props to them. So, this is what we're looking at for the next month. If anyone's just joining in, we're looking at the new setup for December. We're discussing Eli Lilly. That's going to be our December trade of the month, or it's going to be mine. This isn't financial advice, by the way. If you're going to go into this trade, be able to afford, you know, the position, make sure that, you're willing to lose that money. This is going to be an expensive trade. And tonight we can look at other stocks. And if you guys have any recommendations, because I'm sure some of you do your own research and are already into these topics and niches of statistics. I think a lot of us are like-minded, which is great. And I think we're going to continue to build a nice little community. But I think that Eli Lilly is a little hefty of a price for some. Uh, you know, I'll be going with 2 contracts for LOY, less than 4% of my count. Nice, man. Nice. Yeah, 4% is probably a safe bet, in my opinion. I mean, you can hold on to stocks, right, and they can go down 4%. You can hold on to Apple stock, it goes down 4%. A lot of these big names, they have big drawdowns. So on a trade like this, I think the probabilities are there, the risk to rewards there. AVGO, I think I looked at that stock. Isn't that a chip company? Broadcom. Yep, I knew it. Semiconductors. Yep. Wow. Yeah. So they've really taken off for November. So they're following the AMD NVDA track. Let's look at AVGO. Okay, so the past 5 years already, like right off of this, right off the bat, the first thing I see, this is a great stock. If you traded this, congratulations. This is a good find. I would definitely like this, and this is why you should never just stick to what I'm looking at, right? Go out on your own, guys, and look around, right? If you're on TradingView, there's this little tab down here, Stock Screener. And you can filter out the Nasdaq and the New York Stock Exchange, and you could sort it by market cap, right? So we're looking at all the top companies. These are the companies you want to focus on. You want to stick to this list because most likely these stocks are fundamentally strong. You don't even have to look at their balance sheets or anything like that if you're just trading it for, well, this isn't financial advice again. None of this I'm saying is financial advice, and the disclaimers are in the description of this live stream. So but you want to stick to these top companies. I mean, like Merck, Adobe, Home Depot. I mean, everyone knows Johnson and Johnson. You guys all know these companies. So yeah, AVGO is right up there with the big boys. I have AVGO and UNH for December to trade. I think I was looking at UNH too. Let's look at UNH. Actually, let's just go through AVGO and then we'll move on to UNH. I'll keep it on here. And remind me if I forget, because I tend to ramble on and just go into my own little world. So AVGO, yeah, this month, and not only is AVGO, we're looking at this on a 5-year, so we're gonna go to our 14. So this stock only has 14 years of stock price history, and I'll throw this on a monthly. Right, so 2010. I'll throw up UNH so I don't forget. Yeah, so another thing, if you're using this website, you see how it's showing 2023 on here right now? I think I can actually eliminate it, can I? But, the month of November and December technically haven't closed out for 2023. So I'm just going to come back to 22 and back. Yeah, this is a great stock, man. Good find. Really good find. And UNH, let's look at UNH. This is a great website. If you guys want it, it's just stockcharts.com. It's free. You don't even have to make an account. And I'm not getting paid or anything by them. I don't get paid by anyone, so yeah, UNH, another one. Not only does it go up a lot, the percentage of months it goes up, but the gains, 4.5% on UNH is a lot on an options chain, because you can have the most low volatility stock, and if it goes up 3% in 1 month on certain options, you can make 100% returns on a 3% move. It all comes down to where the IV is and how far out your duration is. Hi from Burlington. Hey Sean, glad you can make it tonight. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Hope you're having a good month so far. Yeah, so AVGO, what's MDB? I've never heard of MDB. MDB. NASDAQ. All right, so let's say this is a new stock. So I like to do this. Like whenever I look at a company like this, I'm going to look at it as if like you're looking at it for the first time, and I'm going to give my opinion. Like I'm just going to be honest. All right, so this is a NASDAQ stock. It's been trading for what, like 6 years or so. Right away, $28 billion market cap, so it's kind of in that lower end, but it's up. It's not a penny stock, definitely. And I'm sure this stock trades well, and it looks like, looking at it on a monthly chart, which I also like to do when I look at a chart initially, look at the bigger picture. It does look like it has nice run-ups. It did have a bad year for 23, but a lot of stocks also performed very similar. 28 billion earnings. All right, so this stock only had, now the only problem I have with this for seasonality is we only have like 5 years of data. So the more data, the better. It just puts odds in your favor a little bit more. So let's look at MDB. So it'll pop up. So it looks like it performs well for December. It performs even better for August. August looks like a great month. So like if I were to trade this, December would be good for sure. But August is looking even better. So I got 6 years of data. It looks like the past 6 years for MDB has gone up in August 100%, 83% December. So good setup. Good setup. The advantage to this is it's a smaller cap stock, so you're more likely, like if we just look at June here, 39% gain, right? 28% gain. Now that doesn't mean much until we look at the options chain. So let's look at MDB. Let's check out the spread. So that's another thing I like to do, is compare the spread with the bid and ask. Right, so we're looking at, let's see, this is about a $3,400, so a 30-point spread, $30 spread, not bad at all. So good liquidity. Expensive, very expensive option if your account's smaller. So this is definitely for an account that's has a little bit more meat on it. So, but again, and also like this is not a fair price to look at so far. We would be looking at more of the 45 DT, or if I were going to go in on this trade, I'd be looking around 45 DT. So more than likely the price would be a little bit lower, so probably 3,300. So due to theta, right? ACOS, hi from Hungary. Nice stock hedge for December. That's the only stock you will trade for the whole month of December. I don't know, man. Maybe I should switch over Eli Lilly. Go with one of your guys' suggestion. Because you guys are finding like great stocks for December. Eli Lilly, the reason why I picked it is because it's a larger market cap. But Eli Lilly has performed well. I mean, you could see 400% returns, 300% returns. But there's been a couple years where it's down 50%, 60%, and then, well, on the option, I mean. So these are the final sales on the option. So, yeah, but you guys are finding good stocks for December. I really liked AVGO too. See, like AVGO, I'd probably feel more comfortable with. Wow. So these ones are a little bit more expensive. A little bit more money for this one, right? This would probably be, I could do this, but I'd rather not. I'd rather do it with a smaller amount of money. There's a problem with more data. For example, LLY is good for December, 20-year look. 453 years, which is it's all that data. I don't know. Looking at the all-time frame, like looking at the entire stock's history, I think it's a little. It's too much data. I think it's too much. Um, I wouldn't say it's too much data if you're looking at it on a quarterly time frame. All right, let's say you're putting on a swing trade for the quarter. Then I'd say, okay, yeah, you probably want like, you know, at least 20 years, right, on a quarterly basis. Uh, right. But I like to stick with the lower amounts, like the 20-year, just from my back testing. But like this is where like this strategy you can go so many ways with it. And that's why like I say like don't stick to what I do. Like just see what I'm doing and just we can all basically this is a whole community, right? And I think it's good that we bounce ideas off each other. Um, 20 years. Yeah. Eli Lilly. You guys are making me greedy now. I kind of want to go with a different stock. If I were to switch to a different stock, I'd have to re-back test each December going back just to see what it looks like from a numbers perspective. Tech. Let's look at tech. Okay. I could probably go with something more, but I don't mind paying commissions as long as the trade's there. Because at least my platform, I think TD Ameritrade's like 65 cents per contract. So let's look at tech. Whoops. Wow. This stock has been 18 bill. Throw it up on here. So I'm sure, I don't know if anyone here uses Market Chameleon. Does anyone here use that website? Because I have to look into it and start a free trial just to check it out. If anyone has checked it out, like let me know if it's like any good for like at least using it as a seasonality tool. And also let me know how much it is, because I don't like spending money on paid stuff like that. But if it's a tool and a software that's like actually worth using, then I'm interested. But I think Market Chameleon could be a promising tool going forward because we could just sort through. It's either that or I just manually input everything and run all my own numbers in Excel and do it that way. Yeah, Eli Lilly. I think it does have other stronger months. I haven't. Yeah, so like it does. Yeah, see, it does well in November. You said November and what, June? Okay, I see it lower in June, unless. Okay, yeah, it may be off by the 1 year. Oh, no, June does alright. June's okay. But July, March, I see the best. So. Yeah. Alright, so if you're saying it's good, I may have to check it out on my own time. I haven't really had much time this weekend to go over it and look at stocks. I've been on vacation for a couple days. I was in Toronto for a couple days, so that was cool. Tech. Let's look at some other stocks here. So like this is why using Market Chameleon, you know what? Let me see something. I don't want to be shown, I mean, I guess I could show it on their software on my screen, right? What's the problem with that? I have seen a couple of their videos. I know they make YouTube videos. Not many people watch it, which is like kind of surprising. But I feel like I've seen a lot of people in the options community mention it. Start my free trial. I guess I could do a free trial. $99 a month. All right. Tell you what. Based on my backtesting on seasonality, I mean this software kind of pays for itself if you have a big enough account. It's kind of an investment. Burl for a cheaper option than LLY and AVGO. Burl. Burlington. Didn't you say you're from Burlington? Are you gonna buy this because you're from Burlington? Makes sense. I mean, honestly, that's probably a buy signal. Ooh, nice discount too. Nice little area down here. See, we've bounced out of it a couple times. It looks like it's doing it again. But it's just a box on a chart. What do I know? Thing can plunge 10% tomorrow. No one knows. Thanks, Jason. Those kind words of yours. Thank you. And I'm glad you're enjoying the videos. I'll keep them coming. Burl. All right, let's look at Burl and seasonality. Burlington makes sense on a seasonality standpoint because a lot of people are shopping right now for Black Friday's coming up. You're going to be seeing this week. This week is going to be the Black Friday stock pumps this week. That's what you're going to be seeing on the news for the next couple, Black Friday sales, how all the, Walmart and all these big box retailers, how they're doing. Best Buy, Now that I just said that, what's Best Buy's stock? Doesn't Best Buy have a stock? BBY. Garbage. Alright, let's go back. What was I looking at? TBT. I got sidetracked. I have like ADHD. I'll just like go off like 20 different tangents. TBT. Looking. Are you looking at this for October? TBT? Seems like October is a good month for this stock. December. I'm seeing it going up 60%, which isn't horrible, but you definitely can. I think you could do better than that. I think you could find a higher probability setup. But it could still turn out to be a great trade for the month. Let's look at it on a chart just to see what kind of... Oh, this is a... Okay. Okay. I didn't know this was a bond. What is this? It's not ETF, it's a mutual fund. Pro shares. What's going on with yields right now? If you want to talk about yields, I got yields. Because this is going on right now. I don't know if anyone follows this. Yield curve uninverting. This is also going to be a news story coming out. It's gonna somehow sideblind people, but this is gonna be a painful one. If anyone doesn't know what this is the yield curve, or the 10-year minus the 2-year Treasury yields. And basically, when the 2-year yield is higher than the 10-year yield, which that's not supposed to happen in a good market. When that happens, that usually means that the yield curve is inverted, which is signified by these by this blue line going below this 0 line, this black line. And what happens is, you can look at 2008. Usually when the 10-year minus the 2-year inverts, as it's coming down, usually the stock market's going up, looking really good, and then it inverts, it hangs out down here for a little bit, and then it starts to reverse. And by this point, the market's crashing, and then the shaded area on this chart signifies a recession on the actual economy. This doesn't signify a bear market. Not like this doesn't. This represents the economy, which shaded areas indicate U.S. recession. So, good chart to look at. Interest rate spreads. I guess I could share the link. People also look at the 10-year minus the 3-month, which is similar. You could just see how inverted we were and still are, but it was pretty inverted. So it hasn't been this bad or hasn't been this low or negative since the 80s, which was also an inflationary period, so it kind of makes sense. Seems to be the best for big box stores. Oh, not from Burlington. Colorado, so nice. Alright. So now I'm all jumbled up with different ideas for December. The AVGO, I think that's my favorite one. Who suggested that, Sean? Yeah. The AVGO, that's a nice stock. UNH was good too. I want to look at UNH again. I think I looked at that stock, but I don't know why I didn't go with it. Maybe it was because of the spread on the... no, spread's fine. We got liquidity. Looks good. Why did I overlook UNH? But I like AVGO. It's a very nice trade. Let's go 14 years back. Yeah. UNH. UNH could be a good trade too. I think this is a number I would like to be around as far as risk goes. You know, below 2,000. Although, hold on. You know what? I didn't think of this. I could probably risk more because my account has gone up a lot this month. So I like to size up, not size up my risk, but, you know, use the same percentage on a bigger balance, right? So just to keep the equity curve aggressive, or try to keep it aggressive. I didn't think of this. How much money do I have? I'm not going to show it on screen, that's for sure. And I'm not going to say how much I risk as far as percentage goes, but it's an amount I'm willing to lose, as should your risk amount or risk percentage. Never risk more than you could lose. Not financial advice. Alright. Okay. I could go with the AVGO. I could do AVGO. What was the other one? AVGO. And UNH. I could go with UNH. UNH I would like more. And it does have a great seasonality for December. Oh yeah, that's a beauty. And another little trick with this, unless you have Market Chameleon, which I'm working on right now, I'm putting that on the back burner for now. I don't think I should show their premium data without permission. There's probably something in their policy. Not trying to shake the bush around, but looking at UNH, looking at this, I'm just taking this slider and going back to like the 90s just to capture a 20-year period. And what I do is I just look at the December bar and look at that. It's staying at like 75, 80% win rate. You can like look at this and just say it's a win rate for the month, basically. So 80% of the time December is a winner as far as percentage gain goes on the underlying. But that doesn't mean it's a winner in general, because options, everyone, I think most of us understand how options work, and I don't think I have to make videos about it. There's plenty of content out there, and much better content than I can ever make as far as editing goes, explaining how options work and theta and time decay. So UNH, and you know what's nice about UNH? It's a big cap right up there, and it's similar to Eli Lilly, right? Eli Lilly is technically a pharmaceutical, and then UNH is a health insurance, right? So it's kind of in that same realm, which I kind of like, and it makes sense from a seasonality standpoint. What happens in the winter? More people get sick, more people go to the hospital, more people get prescribed stuff, and premiums go up. Also, people get their insurances updated this time of the year. Usually, open enrollments occurring right now at many companies right before the end of the year. So, I think that itself, from a fundamental standpoint, has a positive seasonal effect on the stock price. Gold is good too. Man, it's funny. My my family, they like gold. They just like it, and I got them in to like some like ETFs, like gold ETFs. Like I think it was like summer 2020, so like right around here. So got them in around like 1800, somewhere around this area, and it's just been like going up and down. And I couldn't believe that it didn't, like, gold didn't go to like $3,000 or something. Especially now that it's been like 4 years since COVID, almost 4 years. You would think with inflation and money printing and the devaluing of the dollar, gold would go up, but I guess not. Or maybe it will go up. I mean, it did have a strong move from its lows to its highs. I don't know. Maybe Bitcoin is the new gold. Who knows? But UNH. That's not UNH. That's INH. There we go. What's this? Oh, beautiful. See, this is what I want to see. United Health facing class action lawsuit for allegedly using AI. Perfect. I don't know why there's a lawsuit using AI. I mean, every company's using AI. It's not a surprise. But did the stock go down since that news? And this was from 4 days ago, so it did drop a little bit, but hopefully it comes down a little bit more. Because if I were gonna enter this, I want to buy on the lower end. Yeah, gold. I don't know if I can put gold on here. Hold on, let's see. Barrick gold. So this is why I need Market Chameleon, because you could probably look at commodities. Whoever had a Market Chameleon already, can you look at commodities and like options, futures, and that stuff like CL and do I have to do that? Oh, very smart. Thank you, Sean. Yes, gold does do very well for December. But like, how would you trade that? Are you gonna? What even is like the gold future symbol? Let me look. CME, that's what I want. GC/GC. There we go. GL. 1 month LIBOR. No. That's GLB. I found it on GC. GCZ, this December contract. Haven't backtested this. See, that's the thing, like, you can have a good month and a good gain for gold, but if the IV ain't in your favor and the theta's too much, you're still gonna lose. So that's why I would have to jump into on demand and start backtesting each month. Start running the numbers. But it could be promising. What you could do is look at like a gold stock. What's a good one? I have gold stocks down here. I think KGC was like a good one. Let me see. I forgot which one it is. Maybe KGC. No, I think maybe it was AGI. One of them have been doing like decent. Yeah, AGI. You could trade gold stocks off of gold. Look at that. Okay. Yeah, still, for a 20-year backtest, not bad. But if you're looking at the past 10 years, oh my god. Wow, we just found a winner. We just found a winner tonight. No, I'm not going to trade gold. I really don't want to touch anything gold related. I'd rather stick with the tech and higher market cap stuff. But just found ourselves another winner. So basically using gold as the commodity seasonality and then looking at a company related to the commodity, you can also find gains. That's another method you could do if you don't want to use, let's say, Market Chameleon or Paya software. You could just go in and say, hey, like, what does orange juice do at this time of the year? Oh, it's good in June. I'm just making up an example. If let's say it's good in June, let's look at orange juice companies for the month of June, like the stocks. It's either that or you trade the actual commodity. But AGI, which is a Alamos Gold, I think it's a gold miner. Yeah, does very well in December. So, but I'm not gonna trade that. We're just shooting the ideas tonight, going back and forth. Great chat tonight. Having a good chat. Let's look at the AMD trade just to see what's gonna happen here. Well, who the hell knows? I have a feeling in my stomach that this trade is just gonna like go against me. Not for a loss, but like I'm just up good right now on AMD, and it's like, yeah, I could take the money, but it's like I know I shouldn't, because if I do that, I could be shooting myself in the foot, because the risk to reward is already there from the start, and it's like, just if you're gonna go against your strategy or your trade plan because you're up a lot or down a lot, that means that you're putting too much money on the line. But I'm just so used to, taking profits from like scalping and day trading so long ago, and like I don't know, I like taking profits, but I haven't, not with this stock, and I haven't done it with Apple either. I just let the trade run. But it was up like 300%. This position was like over 300%, I think, on Thursday or Tuesday. But I kind of like to see this. Another nice moving average. Again, just a moving average. It doesn't always work, but GDX is probably a good option as well. No pun intended. But yeah, the gold ETF for, I think that's like, I don't even know what GDX. I know it takes all the top gold miners, but I don't know, like, does it take like the top 10, or it's just like a whole portfolio of them? There's probably a bunch of them in there. Probably like well diversified. GDX on a seasonal looks good. You could see like the win rate in recent years. Like when I make this slider uh, a smaller sample size, like closer to more recent times. Uh, it's gold has been so strong in December, so we're probably going to see a rally in gold coming up here soon. It's already rallying. Well, where is gold actually? Oh yeah, it's getting ready. It's getting ready. Comes down, bounces. I don't even know where that bounced. Just a random area right here at 1950-ish. Nice. What was I gonna look at? Ah, yeah. I think I'm gonna go with UNH. I think I'm gonna go with UNH now instead of Eli Lilly. I'll have to. Good thing I didn't post a video about LLY yet. Um, I think it's gonna get to a point where like I'm gonna just start running multiple trades per month and start to diversify my risk in each trade. Um, the only thing is like these are stocks at the end of the day, right? It's not like I'm putting, like when I say diversify my trades for each month, I'm not really diversifying if I'm putting, a portion of my risk into stocks, because, you know, there's certain times when like gold does better and the stock market doesn't do well. I don't know. Um, you can diversify in terms of different sectors in stocks, but um, true diversification is like, all right, you know what? We're going to leave stocks alone and go with bonds, or no bonds and we're going to go to real estate. You know, that's like true diversification. But sometimes over diversifying is bad too. So GDX looks good. I like it. The one website that my ad blocker doesn't work on is this website. I go on so many websites and ad block works, and the one website where I really would like ad block to work, it doesn't work. So funny how stuff like that happens. UNH. Kind of want to throw it up on the back test. How's it been doing recently? So past couple years, last year was bad, and I guess it went up in 21. Went up again. Okay, again. Down, down, up. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad. Let's throw it up. Let's do it. All right, now we're using fake money. Let's look at the fake money account. do some back testing on UNH just to see how it performs. Make sure there's nothing funky going on with the spreads or anything like that. I can show this account. Let's show it. It won't show any private information. We'll reset the balance. So let's look at last year. I think like AVGO is like just as good, but it's like a little expensive for me. Maybe next year. Just want to see something. I'm surprised that AVGO does so well in December, and then like AMD does like horrible. They're both the same, like they're in the same industry, semiconductors, but I don't know. I don't know how that stuff works. It just shows you how random price and stocks can be. It's like you could take like 3 stocks that are all in the same industry, but they all perform differently for each month on a seasonality basis. It's just weird how that works. 70%. Cardinal Health, CAH. I know that one. I know that one. 25 bill? Really? They're that small? Wow. I learned something new today. I thought Cardinal Health was much bigger. CAH. Eh. Eh. Oh, for January? Sorry, I didn't see the other message there. Sorry about that, bud. Oh yeah, beautiful stock. I'll give out a little nugget of information here, since it seems like we got some loyal fans and supporters of the community. Netflix, I usually go with for January. And not only does it go up 70% of the time, but look at that average gain. And yes, that average gain is pretty consistent. It goes up. Netflix goes up a lot in January. So, good money to be made there. I don't know how much it pays out as far as options go. Let's see. Let's look at. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Yeah, it's almost as good as AMD, so I don't have to show any more of that information. I could just tell you that. But Cardinal Health is a good contender. The only thing is it's a smaller cap company. Smaller caps, you gotta be careful with, but you could still make a lot of money off of Cardinal Health. Nice find. Nice find. Alright. I'm gonna have to like start saving these stocks. I'm gonna have to like start making like a YouTube list of recommendations for each month. Just so I don't lose track. There's a lot to keep track of here. Alright. What was I looking at? UNH, Ford's options chain. On the virtual. A couple minutes left in the day here. We're gonna buy 42. I don't trade earnings, but you could say I lie about that because I put on my AMD trade like right before AMD earnings came out. It's just how the dates fell. Most of the time, AMD reports like just before October ends, like the last week of October. But this year, and I think last year as well, AMD for its third quarter reports on October 31st, or it did report on October 31st. Um, so yeah, that happened. So I did play earnings with options with my style of trading, yes, but it was a coincidence. It wasn't. I didn't put on the AMD trade because of earnings. I put it on because of what I saw on the seasonal basis, and also AMD. I mean, I was just looking at it. AMD, like that trade was nice. So like this trade's nice, great entry in my opinion. Like this is probably like, I mean, yeah, like I had like a 9% day on this, but like this was a beautiful entry on October 31st. Like I'm kind of proud of myself, because like usually I get it, I enter, and then it's like it just like does nothing for a little bit. But I think the earnings helped big time. Maybe the earnings drift gives it the seasonality. Yes, of course. I like that again. That's like a shower thought of mine. I like literally thought about that last week in the shower, just like thinking like, you know what, like this seasonality thing, there's fundamental basis behind it, because like what's the meaning of seasonality? It's people, it's certain things happen because of seasonal changes. Like it's human emotion, it's human decision driving, the flow of money, at a not only at a market level, but also at a consumer level, right? So like right now, technology. Well, not. Well, I guess you can lump in tech, but AMD is tech. But the hardware companies, semiconductors. This is their time of the year. A lot of people start buying computers right now and getting all their gadgets for Christmas and the holidays. So it makes sense. Maybe earnings on the large caps help, like Apple. Yeah, yeah. Listen, they can hurt you too. Not every year's good. Not every year's good. So, but yeah, definitely the large caps move a lot more when the earnings come out. Um, well, smaller cap names, they can have big moves just because the market in general is moving good. So I did this style with in demand. Yes, and it broke my brain. Very cool. That's awesome, man. That's awesome, Mars. Yeah, like you know, it's swing trading. Like this is like so simple, and like it's really sad that like I'm not trying to like get on a soapbox right now, but like it's like crazy, like how misguided like people looking for information to make money in the markets are being misguided. Um, Especially with like the scalping stuff, like the futures. It's so funny seeing like 19-year-old kids like, oh, I just made like 20 G's, like showing like a $20,000 virtual account on a scalp on a Nasdaq futures contract. It's like it's ridiculous. Um, yeah. Yeah, never thought of swinging options like 45 DT. Yeah, and listen, like 45 DT may be like too much for someone, right? Like you may feel more comfortable with 60. I just found that 45 in my back testing was a nice spot to be, especially on a historical, yearly level, like looking at the big picture, because you're getting, not only are you, I think it's gamma that really helps you, and it drives that percentage gain higher. you know you could still make good percentage gains on like a leaps option, but that's more of a yearly trade. That's a slower form of trading, where what I like about doing the monthly is like you can jump from stock to stock, right? You're naturally diversifying your investments each month, um, just by sticking to the stocks that tend to do well for each month. How was the zero DT DTE guy, then went to futures, which is basically the same thing. Hard to get an edge without getting shocked out. Yep. Yeah, when I started trading, so I've been in the markets, like investing in general and working as well, professionally. But I've been involved with the markets since like 2017. And I really like found my passion in with crypto, like Bitcoin. Made good money off of that. And then eventually I moved to options last year, and I was doing the SPX 0DTE and lost money, didn't like it. Tried futures, had a little bit of luck, but again, didn't like it. It was just too much time consuming. Um, and then eventually I was like, all right, well, I've done swing trading before with shares of stock, um, since like high school. Like basically, like when I was 18, like I would always play like stocks and just hold them for like I don't know, like a few months or a couple months, and I would make money. Like it worked out pretty well. Time is like time is like one of your most powerful tools in like any industry. The more time you let something develop, whether that be a skill of yours or a trade, the better likelihood of it being successful is great, or greater. So yeah, that's why I just started going back to like looking at swing trading, and the way I did it was I just looked at a monthly chart. Like the idea came to my head that I should just focus on a monthly basis because I was just looking, like we're looking at AMD right now. I'm like, what if I bought a call option for every month, every monthly candle I bought a call option? Would I make money just buying a call, even if it went down? And I just continued keeping my risk consistent, like the amount I'm risking in each trade. And over time, like you make money. And I was like, all right, how can I improve it even more? Well, there's got to be certain stocks that do well for certain months. And that's where seasonality came in. And then like from there, it's just been like taking off, and it's great. And I'm glad that I'm able to share it with everyone because I've never been scammed, luckily, from like trading YouTubers, and I was kind of smart enough not to go that route. I have been in like a small, like not a very, it was very cheap Discord actually, like a $20 a month Discord, which was actually very helpful. Like I learned a lot and met a lot and like spoke to a lot of great people in that Discord. Um, but eventually I moved away from it, just because I kind of wanted to go on my own path and blaze my own path and develop my own strategy, which this isn't my own strategy. There's other people that have been doing this strategy for a long time, I'm sure. They just don't talk about it. So I'm like, hey, I'm probably the only one on YouTube that talks about something like this as far as options, like niche down. So yeah, kind of cool how that worked out. But I'm enjoying the YouTube journey so far. Hard to get an edge without getting shocked. It's all about beating the PDT rule, man. Us those guys. Yeah, the PDT is rough. With options too. I mean, you can get around with it with options because you can just go to a cash account. Um, you just have to request your broker to change your account to cash, and you could trade as much as you want. Futures, you don't have to worry about PDT, but futures, you can get hurt with futures, right? Because you're involving margin, and I forgot how much. I think like a mini ES contract, MES, I think is $1,500 a margin, or like 1,600, and then like the regular size is like 10,000 or something. I don't even know. I forgot because it's been about a year since I've touched futures. I just like options more. I just like them. I think futures are better for scalping and day trading because you don't have to worry about theta or decay. A 0DT can ruin you. And it has ruined me plenty of times, which is why I don't do it anymore. Yeah, me and my friend Scout, we do well, yet I feel I'm too slow. This is awesome. I like the historical value and the information is king. Do not understand why you hold to the month end. Why? It keeps it systematic. It just keeps it systematic because like there's times where you enter a trade and it goes up and it just continues going up through the entire month, and you can catch like a 600% gain on a call option, which is like insane. or even more. I don't know what my highest gain is on my back test. I never really looked at that. I should look at that. But I think like one of the highest gains I've made in 1 month, theoretically, on a back testing uh, analysis is like 700%, I think, or maybe 800. It's up there, which is like insane. Um, but yeah, I enter the trade on the first day and exit on the last day just to keep it systematic. Because like you can argue, why don't you just hold it until expiry, or like right on 0DT? Because like let's look at AMD here. Like it went up here on October 2019, and it just continued going up. So if like let's say I had a 45 DTE like held at the beginning of this month, you'd make even more than closing out on the 30-day mark. So it's potatoes. I will suggest though, if you're like tight on money or you're trying like you're using trading as a means of income, you should definitely take profit. And if you don't want to be systematic, then that's fine, right? That all comes down to personal choice. Also, Heikinashi. The problem with Heikinashi is it's lagging. Like I just don't like it. I've looked at it. I've looked at Heikinashi like smooth indicators. It's not good. Like I was looking at it like last year. It's lagging. Like every indicator, and Heikinashi is just a different form of and some people swear by it. Like listen, if it works for you, stick with it. Like I'm not here to change your mind or argue. Everyone has different opinions. So like if Heikinashi works for you, by all means stick with it. Just watch every 7 days. Okay, so what, you like enter when the Heikinashi turns green, like officially? Is that like kind of what you do? I made 30K with options, DTE, but lost all in 1 day. It was a trend up day, and I refused to top shorten the top. Yep. Yeah, I don't know what. I think my biggest loss in 1 day on 0DTE is like 20 grand, somewhere around there. That was a rough day, but I've recovered from it. But yeah, it sucks, man. And that like 0DT is just like it's just not safe, even for the most professional, best traders. I think most people that push that stuff, especially on YouTube, are liars as well. So traders and gurus, fake traders who don't show P&L. Oh, I lost track. I was doing a backtest on UNH, but I'll probably do this on my own time since we're just going through other topics. I'm just making sure I'm not going to give away any real information. I'm just going to move this over for a moment and just switch this back to my real account. I want to make sure it's not going to show my account number or balance, which it's not, so we're okay. Can never be too safe. So, like any rational person would close this out, but it's like me, it's like, no, I'm going to follow my strategy. I have a plan. I planned on entering on the first day and closing after 30 days. So we'll get to the 30-day mark. So, but yeah, most people would close this out at a 277% gain. Beautiful month for AMD though. Sucks that Apple. I don't know if anyone was watching my videos when I was posting about Apple for October, but I kind of hate myself for this because I entered this trade on, was it the 29th of September? Beautiful entry again, like just beautiful. Like bought on a down day at the end of the day, or like midday, I think. Apple went up 5.5, 6%. I think I was up 100% on the contracts, and then we just get slammed. And pretty much we closed the month. Where was the month closed out at? So I closed the trade here. So it was basically a flat month for October, but I was down like 50% on my contracts due to theta. And then right after I closed out my contracts, guess what happened? Apple's like ready to make a new all-time high. Well, maybe it's almost there. It's like 8 points away, but yeah, it's just like buy mode. The algos knew I sold, and they kicked on the buy orders. And so that contract that I sold it would probably be in profit by now. I think it expired though, because it was 45 DTE. So yeah, it would have expired like back here. So yeah, I probably would have been up like 50% on that contract by its like final days. But I don't hold past 30 days. So if anyone's just joining, I was talking about Eli Lilly as the trade of December, but I'm starting to change my mind because a few of our viewers here have suggested nice stocks, which are persuasive. So, but I was looking at UNH. I like that one. AVGO was nice too. Let me just compare. I can compare these. You know what? I haven't used this tool. Let's see what this is all about. Oh, okay. So it's just how many months UNH outperformed. Okay, I don't want to compare it like that. AVGO's expensive though, but the gains are there for sure. AVGO. It's a hefty contract. Were we buying 3,000? And you know what? I may be able to float AVGO. I think I can do it. Because I'm going to be buying around the 45 DTE. So, like, let's see, we have 9 trading days. Actually, these contracts also include weekends. So, we'd be, what, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So, 11 minus, so we'd be at 49 DTE on by the 30th. Or, yeah, the 30th would be at 11 DTE less. 49 DT, so we'd be somewhere around here. So I may be able, let me just look at my phone one more time just to make sure. Just want to look at the amount I can do. I can do it. I may go with AVGO. I may do it. It's a good stock. You have the patience of a Jedi fisherman. I get button happy, and when I see 280%, 287% up and punch out. Maybe one day I'll be a Jedi. You'll get there. I'm sure you'll get there. Listen, I have lost a lot of money trading, and I've made a lot of money trading, and the one thing I can tell you is don't give up. And keep your risk, manageable. Keep your risk low as far as like how much you put into a trade. So yeah, if you can't do AVGO, definitely don't do it. Nothing wrong with going out on your own boat and looking for a stock that does well in December and is affordable. Like UNH, if I weren't going to go with AVGO, I would probably go with UNH, United Healthcare. Another big cap, does very well in December, and look how cheap their contracts are. So, I don't know what your risk is, but you can get a contract for like 1,000. Pretty much 1,000. Might be like 1,100. I don't know what your account size is. I try not to discuss like actual dollar amounts. I like to go with percentages because I think most of that stuff is relative. But hopefully UNH. I mean, Eli Lilly how much is Eli Lilly contracts? Oh, they are expensive. Yeah, so it's kind of expensive for a trade that. Look at the spreads on it. I haven't looked at the spreads. Wow. Yeah, so maybe Eli Lilly I should trash completely. I forgot what I had before Eli Lilly. I think I had Visa stock as a pick, and it was even worse than LLY. So, but each month that I go through, I want to try to find the best of the best. Because if you want to be, it's one thing that you have a good risk to reward, especially on like looking at it back testing wise. You have a good risk to reward, and you have your basis for your trade plan. You have some sort of systematic approach. At that point on, it's like, all right, now I just have to pick the stocks that have the best chance of this certain thing in price to occur, right? I want the price to go up. What's like the best stock that's going to make that happen? So yeah, I think AVGO I really like. AVGO's Broadcom. This is an old stock, I think, right? Let me look. Like Broadcom's been around for a long time. I feel like they've been around way longer. Maybe they. The only thing with AVGO, it has only 15 years of data. Technically 14, because 2023 December 2023 hasn't occurred yet. So, but still 80%. November's better. November's a good month for AVGO. See this? I would like be smart about this, or like try to like be like a little unique and be like, you know what? I'm gonna enter like what I do with AMD, like enter on October 31st, and then I'm gonna hold the contract throughout November and December because I know that both those months tend to do well. So it's like, let's say you hold through November and you're in the money, like pretty much deep in the money at that point, and then you hold through December, you're even deeper in the money, and like the percentage gain is so nice. But you're also holding the trade for longer, so. But that's something I would do. Can you show us how you backtest using TOS in another video? Yeah. I did a video, I think it was the NVDA video. NVIDIA, I did the backtesting. But yeah, if you have Thinkorswim and you go to your account like I am here, you're gonna click on this on demand button. And you go to on demand, and now we're in a virtual account. I'm gonna unhide my this is a fake amount, so you can see virtual account 100K, and let's say I wanted to buy AVGO for November 30th for the put on a December trade in AVGO. Let's say it's November 22 or December 22. I'm sorry. Let this, that's what you do. You go in here, you could, select the day you want to enter the trade, select the time, right? You want to buy, I usually buy towards the end of the day, but, you buy whenever you feel like is appropriate. You select the last day. In this case, it would be the 30th. And then you put on the trade as if it were real life. I like to go slightly out of the money, so I'm going to go with the 45 delta. And I guess I could show this calculation. This is good to know. So let's say we have a $100,000 account, and I want to risk like, I don't know, 5% of my account on this trade. I would do 100,000 times 0.05, which is 5%, 5,000, and then our contract price here, you can see is $100 or $2,120. So then I would do, the 5,000 divided by 2120. We could buy 2 contracts. If we buy more than 2, then we're going to go over our $5,000 threshold. So I'll just set this to 2. Confirm and send. You'll hear the chime. It filled. And then I'm just going to fast forward. I'm going to come back to this calendar. I'm going to fast forward to December 30th. Go to like the last 5 minutes of the day. Click go. And then I think December was a good month, so we'll see the gain down here, if there is a gain. Let's see. Ooh, down. What did AVGO do for... I want to look at the chart, actually. Because that's getting me thinking now. Is there something going on? Is there something going on behind the scenes? Is IV messing with us on this trade? Or was it just a bad year? It was... Yep, there you go. AVGO went up 2% last year. So, not a good year for AVGO. See that? Just shows you seasonality doesn't always work. Now, the trade, it was a loss, but it's only 20% down, which isn't horrible. So that's the bright side. But let's say we wanted to do the same thing, but we'll go to December 21, and we'll see what the gains look like now. Just so you get a good idea of like how the strategy and how good the strategy can work when it goes in your favor. I should do another video explaining this. So, oh yeah, by the way, guys, my computer can crash when I'm using Thinkorswim. I don't know why. I don't know if anyone else has this issue, but my computer likes to crash, especially when I'm backtesting and like loading in like a lot of data. So if my stream goes out, it's probably because my computer crashed, but I don't think it's gonna happen tonight. Famous last words. So okay, back to AVGO. We're gonna buy for. We're gonna like do another trade for 2021. Let's say we're risking 5,000, right? So $5,000 of risk divided by, in this case, we're buying at 1680. So 5,000 divided by 1680 would be, just under 3 contracts. I'll put on 3. That's close enough. $5,130. That's fine. Throw that on. And then I'm going to fast forward. I just hit this little arrow here. December 31st. Last like 5 minutes of the day. And we'll see what the contract returns. 481% gain. So you just took about $5,000 and made just a touch under $24,000. Now this is a mid price, so when I go to sell this, you gotta remember as you go further in the money, your spread widens between the bid and ask. So we gotta be careful. Wow, this thing like really pumped that month. Look how deep it is. Wow. So then once you want to go ahead and sell it, we would be selling at the 93.40. See if I can lock it and get that price. Yeah, see, it filled it for 96.50. But 93.40 at 3 contracts would be 3 times 93.40. It'd be 28,000. All right, so minus 5 because that was our initial. All right, so we're off about 1,000. The bid ask spread took us off by about $1,000. So because we got a mid price fill. So yeah, dude, I've done everything with the memory. Like I have a pretty nice computer too. Like I have like an i7 like 11th gen. I have an Asus motherboard. Like I built this computer in 2021. I've been like into computers and gaming since I was like 12. I have like I think I have what do I have? I have a 1080 Ti still. I have 32 gigabytes of RAM, DDR5. So yeah, I think it's DDR5. I can't remember. Did DDR5 come out by that point? It may be DDR4. So yeah, I'm like ready to like every time my computer crashes, I'm like ready to take it and throw it out the window and just buy a new computer. Maybe if AMD finishes out strong, I'll buy a new computer so I don't have to deal with this shenanigans anymore. But alright, let's go back to my real account. I'm just going to turn this back to private and then click on demand and go back to my real account. So AVGO is nice. I'm liking it. I am liking it. And now I'm starting to rethink Netflix for January. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Alright. Thank you for your patience. I am back. Alright. Yeah, I have to look at Market Chameleon. I'm starting to get persuaded by it. I'll definitely check out the free trial later today or tonight, and I think it's gonna help my my research side of things massively. All right. What else? Any other stocks? Like, give me some stocks. Also, you know what? Maybe we could talk about the markets in general. How, we can't become blind to what the overall market's doing. Because if the overall market's going down, like we did last year in 22, guess what? Our strategy ain't gonna do too well, right? Because we're a long bias. So we want to see the overall index rise. It's okay if we have a couple pullbacks on them, here and there, but something like 22, like last year, don't want to see that. But here's the thing: usually, after you get a sell-off like we did last year, the returns, the gains going back long, the mean reversion, you make nice gains, and you could see November. Look at this is like one of the best performing months. Actually, hold up. Let's look at this is SPX. So let me just check if SPY is congruent. 7.79, 7.64. I'll stick with SPX. SPX is up 7.64%. If we go back and just look, that is the highest return month since, or the third highest since October. So this is definitely a strong month. And that's funny. The last time we've had this strong of a move, excluding June, was this time last year, October, November. It's funny how that works. Don't remember else. So I was referring to setting up the RAM on the software at the rotary dial. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like I've set it to like 12,000 something megabytes, or like I don't know. I've like looked up forums and stuff. It doesn't. I've tried everything. It doesn't work. I've even contacted TOS, or now it's Charles Schwab. I guess they're still called TOS. I contacted them. Like, why is my computer crashing? And they're like, we don't know. It's something on your end. Our stuff looks okay. And I was like, okay. And I must be like one of the very few people that have this issue. Just based on what I've been Googling over the past year. The best part was when I was trading 0DTEs or futures, and it would crash at the best times too. Like I would be trading, I would have like about to click my like sell order, let's say on a 0DTE. I would click the sell, confirm and send, and my computer would crash by sending the order. And then I would have to like restart my computer, and while it's restarting, I'm like going into my phone trying to close out the trade through my phone. Because I was scalping at the time. Seconds, literally like milliseconds, matter in those with those trading strategies. Again, another reason why you shouldn't even like try to scalp or day trade. It's just so risky. Something like a computer crashing can like hurt you pretty bad. So I think we probably have a couple scalpers or day traders in this chat. Profitable or unprofitable. I know there's people out there. I get it. I've done it. Like I've tried it. It's captivating. It's fun and it's great when you have good days too. Like when you make a lot of money in like one session, it's great. But you have to have so much discipline to do that and a lot of skill. I think most people shouldn't even try. They should just completely overlook scalping and day trading and just go straight to swing trading. Because you'll have a lot more luck. You'll make the same, if not more money. The stress will be way lower. You can, work a job at the same time too. There's just so many benefits to swing trading, in my opinion. But the one thing people do like about day trading and scalping is you don't have to keep your money in the markets overnight. So your risk is technically lower, but it's not lower because more people lose money day trading and scalping than swing trading. Swing trading has a little bit of a higher success rate from what I've read. But both are very hard still, right? Like there's plenty of people, including myself, who have lost money swing trading too. So everyone has to start somewhere. Swing trading aristocrats, they don't trend so much. Yeah. Yeah, everyone, it's funny, dude. Like I'll go on like YouTube Shorts and like swipe, stim a little bit, get the old dopamine spike, and I'll be going through and like you'll just see like a YouTube short or like a TikTok type of format, short term or short content format, and it's like a kid, like a 19-year-old kid, like, yo, look at this, I'm up like 25,000 in like 5 minutes. My neighbors didn't even leave for work yet, and I made more money than them. It's like, all right, dude. Oh, buy my course. It's in my link. Join my Discord. It's $1,000 a month. So like people, YouTube likes to push that stuff because it's more exciting and gets more eyes. But just because something gets a lot of attention and eyes and traffic doesn't mean it's something good. I'm surprised YouTube like allows it to like this degree. I mean, you could tell just by like how many like fake people there are. Like, yeah, I remember like people, especially like hedge funds that like do like algorithmic trading. They spend years like trying to make high percent, like 100% gains in 1 year using like 0.5% risk on capital. Like they try to make like they make insane gains, but their risk is so low. Like you can make triple digit gains even more, but just by upping your risk, like your percentage. But people spend decades studying the markets to reduce risk and maximize reward. That's pretty much the whole name of the game. Showed up late, so I might have missed this, but what is your process for finding stocks to trade? Well, right now it's just asking the community, honestly, because everyone's throwing me really good stocks. But the way I do it is by looking at the top stocks, like the big cap names. So like this list right here are all the stocks on the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ, and I sorted by the highest market cap. So like Apple, Microsoft, and so on. And yeah, I just like look through all these stocks and plug them into here, back test it on a 20-year basis, see how the results are, the win rate for the month, and then I go to my I go to my Thinkorswim on demand and backtest with real options data. So yeah, that's pretty much it. There's many different ways you can go about it. I am going to be looking into softwares that basically sort all this data out for you, and you don't have to do much of the heavy lifting. But it's a paid software, so I'm going to be trying a free. It's called Market Chameleon. I don't know if you heard of it, but other people have in this chat. We were discussing it earlier, and Market Chameleon, it's $100 a month, and it shows like market seasonality, like it shows you like everything, it generates everything, like give me the best stocks for December, and it will show you stocks that like go up like 90% of the time over the past like 10 years, 20 years. So I'm looking into new tools that will optimize my research, because I want to I want to bring you guys the best content, and there's a lot. I know a lot of you guys are plenty smart as well, just as smart as I am, and I'm never afraid to hear others' ideas. I'm not one of these like closed off people. I'm very, very honest. So, not planning to open Telegram channel or group or anything. Could be helping with ideas. Yeah. So like, I've been wanting to like discuss this, because like my goal is to not really like make money off of you guys, like subscriptions or courses. The only problem is like if I do start a Discord community, there's the potential risk of bots and scammers literally entering the chat and the server. And like the only way I can circumvent that issue is like putting up a paywall or doing some sort of verification. But even the verification scammers can get past, and because I know, I think most of us here are, we all know, I think most people know what a scam is and what isn't a scam, but I don't want to inadvertently like get someone hurt, through using my Discord, because of a scammer or a stupid bot or something. So it's like kind of I don't know. I'm gonna have to like figure something out. I've never really ran a community before, so yeah. Okay, I've heard of that. Appreciate it, bro. Excited. Thanks, man. Yeah, glad you got some insight on that. And yeah, I'll be posting more videos, so I'll be discussing it further. All right, so we've been on almost 2 hours now. Damn, time flies when I'm on here with you guys. It's just like I just ramble on, and before you know it, 2 hours passed. So yeah, I guess we can kind of, you know what? Before I go, let's go over the general market. I want to go over that again. I got sidetracked. Let's look at the Qs and the SPY. Yeah, so we're about to hit. We're going to be hitting all-time highs here soon. It's crazy that like we dropped that much and spiked up this fast. This is like insane how fast this went up, but the market is strong still, and the bulls want more. So hopefully the SPY keeps going up. The Qs are already hitting all-time highs. Didn't even know that. See, this is like well, you know what? To be fair, I haven't been at my desk in a few days. I've been on vacation, so I've only been looking at my phone, and well, honestly, I've been trying not to spend too much time on my phone and just trying to enjoy my vacation, where I was. But now I'm back home and trying to get back to business tonight. Get ready for the week. Hey, thanks, Adrian. I hope you're having a green week. Hope you're having a good month so far. November's been a great month. I think a lot of people this month are making money. Just about everything's going up. AMD, of course, we're up. What are we up currently? 277%. Apple, again, NVDA, Amazon. I mean, everything. Everything's going up. Even the Qs went up aggressively. SPY went up aggressively. Um, you could say it's the yield. So right now, TLT right now, TLT is going to be spiking. Yeah, it already is. What is that? Like a more than a 10% gain right here on TLT from its lows. Okay, just a tad under. Where do we bottom out? We put on the magnet. Yep, just a tad under 10%. So bonds are buying up. I think someone before mentioned a 20-year bond ETF, which is similar to TLT. I think it was a ProShares ETF or mutual fund. So this time of the year is also, I think it's seasonally strong for bonds. So yeah, hopefully we close out. I think the rest of the year is going to be good. This is probably our Santa Claus rally already starting. So I think, so let's look at, you know what I don't do? I don't look at SPY on like a seasonality basis, but let's look at it. You could see like just right away, this is SPY, S&P 500. You could see from pretty much, the sell in May and go away. July is actually a great month too, but other than July, June, August, September, and even October, it's kind of a lull in the markets. And then, once October, November comes around, the markets just kick up again. And it just continues until May. So it's kind of interesting how that works. I think it's because a lot of people go on vacation this time of the year, especially portfolio managers and people who actually like institutions. A lot of institutional traders, the volume's lower at those times of the year because people go on vacations. A lot of these institutional traders, or I guess I could say like banks or hedge funds, people with a lot of money, more than you can even imagine. A lot of these people take vacation, and their clients take vacation during the summer. They're not as likely to trade or make moves with their money. So that's why the market's low. Also, people in general, retail too, trades less during the summer, right? You're more likely to be enjoying the beach or going on vacation somewhere. You're not really focusing on trading as much. So there's a seasonality to that. Seasonality to the overall stock market. That's human behavior right there. Very interesting how that stuff works. But yeah, the Qs are looking really strong. I mean, if anything, we should probably retrace. I mean, we should probably see a little sell-off. I don't know if you guys really follow gap fills or anything. I don't really care about them, but most of the time, gaps do fill on a statistical basis. I have seen like research on gap fills. They are pretty good on higher time frames. But we'll probably pull back after just breaching the all-time highs. Or not. Maybe we'll keep going up and we just keep going up. No one can predict this stuff. So NVIDIA was crazy. I was watching this because I was watching AMD too. I mean, these are very closely correlated stocks, NVIDIA and AMD. Like NVIDIA, I thought was gonna just fall through the floor, but like and fill this gap. Like, look, it didn't fill this gap. Like, like the gap filler crowd would be like, oh, it's gonna fill. Let's short. Nope, it went up 20%. I think it went up more than 25% from its lows. Whoops. Let's see. 22%, not bad. So we'll see. We'll see how that yield curve turns out. I think next year we're going to be in a recession, but how bad is it going to be? What is it going to do to the markets? I don't know. I mean, like no one can really predict this stuff. All you can use is statistics and previous data and have proper risk management in line. That's it. So probably going to be closing it out here shortly, guys. But if there's any other stocks or anything else, any other tickers you want to discuss or you want me to look at, I'll look at them before I head out. Look at the seasonality. We looked at a lot of tickers. We may be looking at AVGO for next month instead of Eli Lilly. May change it up. It's just better statistical edge on that stock. So the benefit with that is it's one contract, so the fees are cheap. You don't have to worry about fees. So yeah, but it's gonna be a big trade. Also, I completely forgot. This week is Thanksgiving, so the markets are going to be closed. So we have less than 9 days of trading left. I think the markets are closed on Thursday, and then it's a half day Friday. So really, we have 7.5 days of trading left. That sucks. I don't know. Does anyone else want to see the markets open on the weekends? Like you just can't wait for Monday to come around. Especially when you're having a good month. You just want to see what the next days are going to bring, right? It's exciting. So exciting. Alright guys, so going a few minutes over the 2 hour mark. I'm probably going to cut it short here. I will be posting a video for my next trade. I'm going to decide. I'm going to do further research for December. I was going to go with LLY for December, but I am changing my mind. So I will be sure to update you all. So don't worry. I'll keep you all informed. Maybe I'll do a stream later this week. I'm kind of going to be busy towards the later half of the week because of Thanksgiving, but I'll try to get on. I don't stream as much as I want because I'm just so busy with other things. But I'll definitely get a video posted up. Maybe sometime this week. Maybe I'll post a video on Friday or Wednesday. If not, then I'll go to next week. Sometime next week, I'll post. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around. Really appreciate the support. It's really amazing how fast the channel's growing right now, and I love all the support and the comments and everything. It's great. So look forward to more great times and more great trades. Hope you're all having a good night, and I'll see you guys soon. All right, guys. See ya.